Hey everyone, and welcome to this episode of Patina Pit Stop, where we finally get back working on the old station wagon. Just recently, I was clicking around on YouTube and I realized that it has been like 7 months since I've done a video, and that is ridiculous. That also tells you that if you live in Wisconsin, that's about how long winter is. The last time I had a video up, and I didn't even rewatch it. I know what I was working on. I did a burnout in the wagon. I was so excited to get this thing out to the drag strip. And then the last thing I needed to do was put a battery box in. I need to put a battery box in to be legal for the drag strip. And I went to go do that. I thought this will be no big deal. I'll throw a battery box in there, put the battery back in, and it'll be no big deal. Well, let's show you what's going on. You gotta come with me. Come here. I'll show you what's going on. I'll show you what's going on with the battery and what took so long. So on the wagon, I moved the spare tire well around, and you'll see that I had cut the spare tire well out and I put the battery, mounted the battery back here. Well, right here, and I know this is not good, but right here is where the spare tire hold down was, and that's where I had my on-off switch mounted to. And the rod went from here back this way through a hole right here. It says push off. You push the button, you push it in, and that's where it was set up. Well, the battery box is bigger than what was in there, so I had to cut that piece out, and then that meant that my floor pan that I had made didn't work because now there was an extra gap, so I had to remake that. So I started remaking that at work, and then I just kind of quit working on the car for like months because I missed my window to go drag racing, and then I lost interest and the car has sat. So battery box is now mounted as it should be. The floor pan has been re-engineered. Let me jump up in here so you can see what's going on. My battery on-off switch, I gotta extend some wires. There's my battery on-off switch. This I'm gonna have to redo because I had a rod coming through there to here. So I gotta redo that rod and make it work. So this is off, that is on. So push off. I gotta redo these wires because they weren't long enough. I'll redo that and I'll make that look better-ish. But anyway, so battery switch is there. This all should work. I did turn the key and it does, try to start. So, but the car hasn't been started since probably October of last year, and it is now middle of April. And we're in the middle of the COVID crap. So part of the reason why all this is happening for me also is we're selling our house, and I don't have enough room. I'm gonna put the house up for sale in a couple months, so I need to get all of this out of here. It's gotta go. I gotta move it. So part of what I've been doing this winter is getting my wheels and tires swapped out, kinda. From the last video, you know that the wagon's got welds on the front. Well, it's been a lot of time me thinking about it. I still have the welds on the front. The difference is, if you notice, the welds now have a new coat of paint. And I'll show you the color somewhere. I'll go find that. But they are a Rust-Oleum peel coat, so you can peel that back off. So if I change my mind and decide I don't like it, I can get rid of that. My goal here for the wheels, and if you've seen one of my other videos way back when, what I want to do, ooh, this is hard on hand. I want to put these dog dish caps. That is 1964 model type. I'm going to mount up dog dish caps with the paintedness of that goodness. I don't want to scratch. Don't scratch. I don't want to scratch. Okay, got it. So the other thing you'll notice is new front tires. I've had two 05 70s on here, which is the tallest skinny tire I could find, but they rub inside of the inner fenders, especially on the other side, pretty badly. So I decided to go with these Mickey Thompson. They're 26 by 6, and they're basically like the old days. Everyone used to put Volkswagen tires on, and instead of doing Volkswagen tires, because they don't really, not really meant for the load, I'm gonna put these Mickey Thompsons on. And the other thing is, these are 26 inches tall. They make a shorter one. I almost debated if I should have went with the taller version, but the problem I'm having is the tires I had on here were just over 26 inches tall, and I liked the height, the look, and everything. The car will settle a little bit once I drive it, so it looks a little funny right now. But going on in the back, well, let me show you what we're gonna have going on back here. All right, so what I have here, these are Wheel Vintiques wheels. I bought them probably within the first year after I bought the car. These are 15 by 5s. I have two of them, and I have two 15 by 7s. And the 15 by 7s were in the back, obviously. The 15 by 5s were in the front. And I painted them kind of a yellowish beige color, which I thought would look really cool. But the problem was these wheels came with a different style hubcap. That is the hubcap that came with it. Now, it was shiny chrome, and I scuffed it up because I thought maybe it would look better if it was scuffed, but it's not the right look. It's like farm truck looking or something. I don't know, it just doesn't look right. So I pulled the wheels back off, and I decided I didn't like them because of that. They don't have the see, they got the thingy right here. So the dog dish cap doesn't go, but doesn't that look better? That looks so much better. Okay, so I bought the little clippy things to mount those to it. So I can put the clips on there, mount them. The 15 by 5s, this is a 235/70. I will probably go to a 225/75 or 235/75, but these are some used tires. So they may or may not be used for burnout purposes. They're gonna go on the back of the old station wagon, partly because the wagon, there's just not a lot of room on these station wagons. And part of the problem is with these long wheel studs, which you have to run if you run a weld type wheel, those you cannot get, like rear end's got a jack stands under the frame, rear end's got to drop down. Oh yeah, there's a video of me struggling with that. Maybe I'll sprinkle in that clip here. They suck. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut these studs back because I don't need them when I run steel wheels like this. I'll put the steel wheels on with the skinny tall tires, and that'll be perfect for when I go back to the 50s, as long as the COVID doesn't screw that up. And then my plan, hopefully, is to do drag week this year. And if I do drag week, I'll have the skinny wheels and tires for rain. Plus these are tall. These are 28 inches tall. And they will be perfect for driving on the road in wet weather and, well, rain, and they'll help my gear out as well. I also now have a set of Mickey Thompson ET Streets. They're 255/60s. They're 27 inches tall, which will be fine for drag racing. I could probably even go down to a 26, but they look kind of funny on this car. It's a big car. I think it needs a bigger tire. So 255/60 Mickey Thompson, I bought them used off of Marketplace. I put them on the 15 by 7 steel wheels, which they look good, they'll fit, and I don't have to have the long wheel studs anymore. So it'll be much easier, hopefully, to swap them out. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna cut these wheel studs off, mount up these, wheels, and then maybe fire this thing up for the first time since like October, which should be fun. All right, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut these studs off. But before you do that, you need to take some lug nuts and run them on it. So, I'm gonna run the lug nut on there. Now I've already made a mark on one of my studs, so I know how much I need to cut off. And I'm not doing this to make it tight. I just want to be able to, after I cut this off, to be able to thread the lug nut out and not screw up my threads. Because once you cut it off, then trying to get a lug nut on, it's going to be way harder. Now, the reason why you see this bucket, everybody should have a bucket full of extra lug nuts, because you never know when you might need some. But the key is, don't mark any of them, okay? Because that just makes it too easy. See, that's a metric one, so that doesn't work. So this bag has got some shank type that are rusted that we'll never use. So we're gonna put it back in the bucket. Here's a chrome one. That actually looks pretty nice. Let's see if that one goes on. Nope. What does that say on there? Oh, that's metric. We'll throw that back in the bucket. How about this bag? Oh, those are definitely metric. Again, a Chevrolet guy, my whole life. You'd think I would have. Oh, there's one that's on a stud that's rusted. Probably should keep. Probably should, keep that. We might need that someday. I think they're called acorns. I don't. This was trailer lug nuts at one point, but now they're rusted. These look nice. They're not going to be good. You would think with all these lug nuts, I only got 4. I'm going to need at least 10. What's that? It's a rubber bushing. Ooh, locking lug nuts. I might use that, never. Look, I got the key. This is exciting stuff right here. And a locking lug nut. So if anyone needs 1, 2, 3, I got all 4. That's a set. That's gotta be worth at least $7 on Marketplace. Those are much. Is that a locking metric lug nut? What is that? Didn't even know what I. You can see that? See, it's got like that's a locking lug nut from the factory. That's probably off of a Z28 Camaro. I can use that. Ooh, a set of keys. That in there. Hose. Is that fuel? That's a fuel hose. We're keeping it. Well, we're keeping it anyway. Ooh, maybe. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Now I just need 5 more. I should just go buy lug nuts, but it just feels like such a waste when I have all this, these boxes. That's not whoop. This is ridiculous. Here's another locking something. Whoop, whoop. I think I got one. All right, so I need 2 more to be able to put my rear wheels on. I'm serious, y'all. This is crazy because after all the years of me owning cars, I only have so many electric lug nuts. I think I've owned 50, 11 G-bodies in my lifetime. What is this for? Oh, I should keep that. I am so disappointed. Oh! I am literally 1 lug nut short of being able to put my wheels on. I I'm just so disappointed in myself. Oh my gosh. Look at, ooh, those look nice. Let's try these. Let's try some nice. I found a whole nother bag. See, that's the problem. They weren't in the right spot. They weren't in the lug nut bucket or the lug nut box. I really should go. Oh my God. I really should go through these someday. That works. So I got a whole, can you see me? I got a whole set. I got 10 lug nuts. I'm gonna zip these things off with the old death wheel. Tired. Wearing me out. Oh, much easier. Let's see. Hopefully, I left enough threads to do this. Let's put these shiny ones on. Shiny ones, but that's not good. Probably should go righty, tighty. That's what's screwed up. I'll go to the other side. You wait there. Just wait right there. I'll get it. Don't you worry about it. I'll get it. One of the things I did off camera that you guys did not see was I changed my rear springs. So here is the gaggle mess of springs. It's my son's Lamborghini. Gaggle mess of springs that I have. So when I got the car, the springs that are in it now sit way too high. So I put those springs in it. And it looked really cool, but it sat almost too low. So then I bought new springs and they sat too high, as you can see by the clampy clamps that I put on there. So then I took the other set of springs that I had and I cut that much out of them. So right now we're gonna see if it's gonna look okay. So we're gonna set you up over here. I'll clean out some of this stuff and we're gonna set you down. We'll set it on the ground and see what it looks like for the first time off jack stands in 6 months. All right, first time on the ground in 6 months. Easy, easy. Ooh, that's pretty low. Ooh, that's tight right there. Not much room. All right. Let me fire it up, pull it outside, and we'll see what it looks like on the ground for the first time after a very long Wisconsin winter. Thank you for watching this episode of Patina Pit Stop. I forgot to do an outro yesterday when I finished up working on the car. So what's going on is, like I said, my wife and I are moving. We're gonna put our house up for sale. So I moved the wagon to a storage unit. That's why the garage is empty now. So we can start prepping the house, putting stuff up for sale. So just want to let you guys know though, I am trying to keep this thing going, making some more content. What I've the direction I want to go with this channel, I've watched a lot of Vice Grip Garage. I've watched a lot of Junkyard Digs, and I kind of want to do some of what they do, but put my own spin on it. I like DD Speed Shop, but he's got his own thing. He does more metal work and welding. Vice Grip, he does a little bit of everything. Junkyard Digs, I haven't watched a ton of his videos, but so far I'm liking them a lot. He's a National Guard guy, it seems like, too, so that's pretty cool. The last two, Vice Grip and Junkyard Digs, they're both Midwest guys, and I'm in Wisconsin, so kind of got the tri-state area covered between Minnesota, Iowa, and Wisconsin. So I want to do a little bit of what they do. I really kind of want to get into flipping some cars, doing some rescues. But the other thing I want to do is make my wagon, it's kind of always been the focal point of my channel so far, and that's what I want to continue to do is do stuff with the wagon. I've always been kind of known as a jack of all trades, master of none. And I kind of want the wagon to be that car. As of right now, it's April 2020, middle of the COVID thing, and I'm hoping to take the wagon back to the 50s in June. Hope to meet Jessica and Derek from Vice Grip Garage. If that happens, that'll be part of the fun. I'm driving the car from my house to the Minnesota State Fair where Back to the 50s is. It's about a 4.5, 5 hour drive. I plan on driving my car. I've driven it to Back to the 50s twice. The last time I drove there was 2013, so 7 years ago. That was the 50th anniversary. Now, I've taken the car there the 2 other times, and it's had a different engine both times. This will be the 3rd time it's been there if I make it in June, and it'll be the 3rd different engine since I've been going to Back to the 50s. But I want my wagon to be able to do a couple things. Go on, drive it to Back to the 50s. I want to be able to drive it on and compete in Hot Rod Drag Week this year. That's one of my goals. I've already signed up. I'm on the wait list along with about 1 million other people. So hopefully I can make Drag Week. I'm trying to convince my dad to go with me and do Drag Week. Part of it ends, or part of the Drag Week this year is in Byron, Illinois, which is one of the tracks that I go to. It's about 1.5 hours away. So it'd be kind of cool to hit one of what I would consider one of my home tracks. So hopefully I can make that happen this year. I want to do some bracket racing with the wagon. I've bracket raced it a few times, but I've never really gotten good at the tree with it. I'm a pretty decent bracket racer. I would love to run in pro, but because of the transmission and everything and me foot braking it, I'm probably gonna stay in the street class and see if I can maybe go some rounds and do some bracket racing. The other thing I might do some no prep stuff. Now, I know the car is not nearly quick enough to be a real no prep car, but maybe I'll do a hard tire class. I think I would probably do better. The car hooks up really well because it's heavy. There's a lot of weight in the back, and it hooks up and goes. So I might do some no prep stuff. I've been wanting to play with nitrous oxide. I've never done it, and maybe a 150 shot plate underneath the carburetor, and see if I can maybe do some no prep stuff. Even if I don't do good, I want that car to be able to do a little bit of everything. Be a sleeper, be a cruiser, go to a car show, go to Drag Week, go to Back to the 50s. I want it to be able to do a little bit of everything, and prove that you don't have to have a fancy show car, you don't have to have a drag car to be able to be competitive in bracket racing. If I can win a couple of rounds doing some no prep stuff, or maybe go to Mexico and do a couple of if I can find some cool races, I would love to do that and see what the car will do. Like I said, it hooks up pretty good. It doesn't have a ton of power. If it would run
mid-low 13s. You know, on the street, you know, if the service is bad enough, you know, we'll never know. I might be able to sneak away with a round win or two. So that's my plan for this channel. Hope to keep things going. Please like the channel. Please subscribe. That would be probably the biggest thing. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of my car, what I should do next. In the next couple weeks, I'm going to try to get the dog dish hubcaps on, so I'll probably make a video about that. And then maybe some more of the prep to get it ready to go back to the 50s. I'm thinking about changing the radiator and going with a cold case radiator, just like Vice Grip Garage says. Put a cold case radiator in there, maybe put some electric fans on there, and make sure it's good to go for the trip to Minnesota. After that, I'm not sure, maybe some tailpipes before I go. Right now I just have mufflers and turn down, so I might put some tailpipes on it before I go back to the 50s, just to have it a little quieter, a little better for the crews out there. So once again, guys, thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. Watch all those other guys that I like. Watch DD Speed Shop, Junkyard Digs, Vice Grip Garage. He is by far the funniest guy out there. He has some great content. And Derek and Jessica, hope to meet you guys really soon. Power Tour this year ends in Madison, Wisconsin, which is not too far from me. So I'm kind of hoping that I can at least sneak over there if as long as they don't cancel it. So you guys stay safe, have a good one, and we'll see you on the next episode.